Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. In the beginning, I must state that this video is for informational purposes and is not medical advice. Today we're taking a left turn, literally, and focusing on the left hemisphere of our incredible brains. Now, you might think of this side as the boring one, all about logic and numbers, but I'm here to tell you that it's far more fascinating than you might expect. It's the seat of our language, our analytical skills, and even our sense of time. So buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey into the left hemisphere, where the rational meets the remarkable. Fun fact: did you know that 90% of people are right-handed, and for most of them, the left hemisphere is dominant for language? But don't worry, lefties. Your brains are just as awesome, with language often shared between both hemispheres or even primarily located in the right. First things first, the left hemisphere is our language expert. It's what allows us to understand and produce speech, read, write, and even tell jokes. Well, some of us anyway. It's like having a built-in translator for the complex code of human language. This ability is crucial for communication, learning, and expressing ourselves. Think about it. Without the left hemisphere, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation right now. The human brain has around 86 billion neurons, and a significant portion of them reside in the left hemisphere. These neurons form complex networks that communicate with each other through trillions of connections called synapses, enabling us to perform complex tasks like speaking, writing, and solving problems. But language isn't the only thing the left hemisphere excels at. It's also a master of logical reasoning. It's the part of our brain that helps us solve problems, analyze information, and make decisions. Think of it like a detective, piecing together clues and drawing logical conclusions. This ability is essential for everything from figuring out a math problem to planning a vacation itinerary. Did you know that the left hemisphere is often larger than the right in humans? This asymmetry is thought to be linked to our unique language abilities and complex cognitive functions. However, it's important to note that both hemispheres work together in harmony to create a balanced and functioning brain. When this hemisphere is affected by disease or injury, it can lead to a variety of symptoms and challenges. One of the most well-known left hemisphere disorders is aphasia. This condition affects a person's ability to understand or produce language, making communication difficult. It can occur due to a stroke, head injury, brain tumor, or neurodegenerative disease. There are different types of aphasia, each affecting different aspects of language processing, such as speaking, reading, writing, or understanding speech. Another common left hemisphere disorder is apraxia. This condition affects a person's ability to perform learned movements, even though their muscles are functioning normally. It's like their brain has trouble sending the right signals to their body to carry out specific tasks. For example, someone with apraxia may struggle to brush their teeth, button their shirt, or even walk in a coordinated way. Fun fact: did you know that Albert Einstein, the genius physicist, was thought to have had a mild form of apraxia? He reportedly had difficulty tying his shoelaces and often appeared disheveled. This just goes to show that even brilliant minds can be affected by these conditions. His brain was actually smaller than average. However, his parietal lobe, a key area for mathematical reasoning and spatial awareness, was unusually well developed, possibly contributing to his genius. In addition to language and movement disorders, the left hemisphere can also be affected by conditions like hemiparesis, which is weakness on one side of the body, or hemiplegia, which is paralysis on one side of the body. These conditions often occur due to a stroke or brain injury that damages the left hemisphere's motor control centers. Other left hemisphere disorders can affect memory, attention, and executive function, which are the cognitive processes that help us plan, organize, and make decisions. These conditions can occur due to various factors, including neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, traumatic brain injury, or even chronic stress. Now, the good news is that there are many treatment options available for left hemisphere disorders. These can include speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, medication, and even surgery, depending on the specific condition and its underlying cause. Early intervention is key for improving outcomes and maximizing recovery. Did you know that music therapy has shown promising results in helping individuals with aphasia regain their language skills? The rhythmic and melodic aspects of music can activate different parts of the brain, including areas not typically involved in language processing, potentially bypassing damaged areas and facilitating communication. As always, it's important to consult with your doctor or a healthcare professional if you experience any symptoms of a left hemisphere disorder. They can help diagnose the condition, determine its cause, and recommend the most appropriate treatment options for you. Research has shown that the left hemisphere is more active when we're engaged in tasks that require focused attention and concentration, like studying or solving puzzles. So, next time you're tackling a challenging task, give your left brain a little extra credit. Another key function of the left hemisphere is its ability to process information sequentially. It's like a step-by-step guide, breaking down complex tasks into smaller, more manageable chunks. This is what allows us to follow instructions, complete projects, and even learn new skills. Without the left hemisphere, we'd be lost in a sea of information, unable to make sense of it all. Think about learning to play a musical instrument or mastering a new recipe. The left hemisphere helps us break down those complex processes into smaller steps, making them easier to learn and execute. It's like having a personal coach guiding us through each stage of the learning process. Interesting fact: did you know that the left hemisphere is often associated with positive emotions like joy and happiness, while the right hemisphere is linked to more negative emotions like sadness and anger? This doesn't mean one hemisphere is good and the other is bad, but it does highlight the complex interplay between our brains and our emotions. Now you might be wondering, how do we keep this amazing part of our brain in tip-top shape? Well, the good news is that many of the same things that are good for the right hemisphere are also beneficial for the left. A healthy diet, regular exercise, plenty of sleep, and managing stress are all crucial for overall brain health. But there are some specific things you can do to give your left brain a little extra love. Engaging in activities that challenge your logical reasoning and problem-solving skills, like puzzles, brain teasers, or strategic games, can help keep your left hemisphere sharp and active. Bonus tip: learning a new language can actually increase the size of your hippocampus, a part of the brain that's essential for memory and learning. So not only will you be expanding your vocabulary, but you'll also be boosting your brain power. Different parts of left hemisphere. Let's look at the frontal lobe, the CEO of our brain. This region is responsible for executive functions like decision-making, planning, and problem-solving. It's also where our personality and social behavior are largely controlled. Imagine this region as the control center, where all the important decisions are made and our actions are initiated. Moving further back, we encounter the parietal lobe, the sensory hub of the brain. This region processes information from our senses, allowing us to perceive touch, temperature, and pain. It's also involved in spatial awareness and our understanding of numbers. Imagine this region as a map of our body and the world around us, constantly updating and providing us with crucial sensory feedback. Next, we arrive at the temporal lobe, the memory vault of the brain. This region is responsible for processing auditory information, including language comprehension and music perception. It's also where memories are formed and stored. Imagine this region as a library, filled with shelves of memories, both recent and distant, ready to be accessed when needed. The temporal lobe is home to the hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped structure that plays a crucial role in forming and retrieving memories. Damage to the hippocampus can lead to memory loss and difficulty forming new memories, as seen in conditions like Alzheimer's disease. Finally, we reach the occipital lobe, the visual processing center of the brain. This region is responsible for interpreting visual information from our eyes, allowing us to see and recognize objects, faces, and scenes. It's like a movie theater inside our head, where visual stimuli are processed and transformed into meaningful perceptions. While these four lobes are the major players in the left hemisphere, there are other important structures as well. The corpus callosum, a thick band of nerve fibers, connects the left and right hemispheres, allowing them to communicate and work together. The left hemisphere also contains Broca's area, crucial for speech production, and Wernicke's area, responsible for language comprehension. So there you have it, folks. The left hemisphere is not just a number-crunching machine, but a complex and fascinating part of our brains that plays a crucial role in language, analysis, time perception, and even emotions. By understanding its functions and engaging in activities that challenge it, we can unlock its full potential and live more balanced, fulfilling lives. Thanks for joining me on this exploration of the left hemisphere. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more brain-boosting content. Until next time, keep those left brains sharp and curious.